Hi guys, this is Miss Jackson and Miss Butts. This is our collegiate character moment. As you guys know, we are coming to the end of the month, so our videos on Tenacity have, encapsulated quite a few different ideas. I just want to review with you really briefly what we've already discussed, and then there is a short video for you guys to watch that kind of summarizes what we feel like Tenacity is as a whole for you guys, and then there'll be a brief discussion at the end. So first, the first week we just introduced the goal of the month, the jewel of the month. We talked about what tenacity meant, what it kind of looked like to be tenacious, the type of mindset that you needed to have, and just kind of gave you a better definition of what tenacity was. Then in our second video, we talked about what a tenacious mindset looked like and what one of those things were. One of them was, yes, I think I heard one of the queens from Spelman say, the power of yet. Absolutely. So with the power of yet, we talked about changing your mindset, that even though something may seem difficult right now, that doesn't mean that you'll never get it. It just means that you haven't gotten it yet. So, we've had a lot of trouble, or some of our scholars have had a lot of trouble getting online and getting connected. They didn't just completely give up and say, oh, I'm never going to be able to get online. They just said, I can't really get it yet. And they've been tenacious with reaching out to their teachers, reaching out to different staff members to get the help that they needed to get online. And shout out to Spelman College. I believe that today they had almost 20 of their queens in attendance for Harambe. So kudos to you, ladies. Also, we talked about setting goals and being smart about setting those goals and how they have to be measurable and they have to be attainable, and just wrapping your mind around making sure that you set goals that are feasible for you, especially when you are in a place and time right now where you really don't have your teachers, checking in with you on a daily basis in the classroom, where now you kind of pop into office hours if you need assistance. And just as a reminder, 6th grade office hours are every day except for Wednesday from 11 to 1. And 7th and 8th grades office hours are from 12 to 2 every day with the exception of Wednesday. Just in case you need a little bit extra help from your teachers, or you just want to check in and make sure that you're on the right track. So, like I said, we discussed what being tenacious was. We discussed having a new mindset with the power of yet. And then we discussed setting goals and making sure that our goals were smart and making sure that they were measurable and attainable. There was also a challenge discussed at the end of the last video, so if you haven't watched it, please make sure you go back and watch it, because there's a challenge that myself and Ms. Butts have issued to you. Also, make sure you watch this video in its entirety to the end, because there is another challenge that has some monetary ends to it that you might want to get in on. So right now, we're going to play, like I said, a short video that goes into more depth what being tenacious looks like and gives you more of a visual picture of what a tenacious individual is.
That is your opportunity to grow. That is your opportunity to put in the work that will shock the world. How do you know for sure if someone is going to be successful or not? I can give it to you with one question. What do you do when no one is watching? Because what you do when no one is watching will most likely define where you end up in life. Do you work for praise or do you work for pride? When no one is watching, do you work for praise or do you work for pride? They won't know if you done the work or not, but you will. They won't know, but you will. You are the one who lives with the pride or the regret. If you haven't put in the work and you don't make it, you have to live with that. No one else. If you've been out partying when you should have been working, when you lose, that's on you. If you've been taking it easy when you should have been learning and growing, when you fail, you have to live with that. You can talk all you like, but the proof is in the results. When it's showtime, your work will show. Don't work for the accolades. Work for the pride. Don't work for recognition. Work for your pride. Work for your growth. Fall in love with the process of growth, expansion. Your only competition is you. Where you've been versus where you're going. Who you were versus who you're going to be. I've heard it said that you are rewarded in public for the work you do in private. The medals are won in the darkness when no one is watching. The championship is won behind closed doors by doing the work when no one is watching. The results are achieved by the little details no one sees. Who you are going to be does not come down to what others see. Every little detail counts. Don't measure yourself against others. Don't look to see who's watching your progress. If you're making big enough progress, they'll all be watching. Until you get to that point, get your head down and work for the love of working. Work on you. Go to war with your old self and leave that old you in the shadows of yesterday. Because today a new you is born. This new you does not need validation from anyone. This new you is only after growth, self-growth. Keep going.
Wow, that was so impactful, and I hope you thought so as well. One of the things that really resonated with me is that he was saying that medals and awards are won in the darkness, when you're grinding it out, when nobody's watching you, when you're sitting in your room going through those lessons that Mr. Morgan has given you or that Miss Jones has posted it, going through those things that Mr. Ngozi has put online and Miss Stewart has put online, Mr. Stewart has put online. Those are the times where you build your mental capacity for tenacity. Are you working for pride or are you working for praise? I myself personally want to work for pride. I want people to look at me and say, Miss Jackson takes pride in what she does, and she does everything with excellence. That is what I want for the Collegiate Academy. I want you guys to not work for praise. Praise is great. Praise is awesome. But what happens when there's no one around to praise you? What happens when you're no longer in the classroom and you can earn live school points? You have to work for pride. You have to work because I need to make good grades for me. I want to feel good about me. And that is where tenacity starts. So my challenge to you is, after you view this video, I need you to comment below the video and tell me how the video impacted you in at least 5 sentences. The first scholar from each classroom who comments 5 sentences on how the video impacted them in a positive way, you will be cashed at a specific amount of money. Let's see who wins this challenge.